Hello, welcome to the Westhost FAQ videos. My name is Reed, a Level 2 technician at Westhost, and today we are going to look at how to configure Outlook for your new Site Manager email account. After you have set up your email account in your Site Manager, you are ready to set up Outlook. First, we will need to open Outlook. If this is the first time you have opened Outlook, or if you do not have any email accounts configured in Outlook, it should automatically launch the account creation window. If you have accounts already set up in Outlook and are adding a new account to it, you will need to go to File, Info, and Add Account. If you are using Outlook 2007, you will need to go to Tools, Account Settings, and click the New button. Here you should see a window that looks a lot like the window I have now. If you are in Outlook 2003, you will need to go to Tools, Email Accounts, Add a New Email Account. Here you will select your server type. We offer both POP and IMAP, and then click Next. At this point, you should be looking at a window that resembles the manual configuration window you will see in a few moments. If you are comfortable setting up your own email from here, you are welcome to stop the video and continue on your own. If you would prefer to wait for me to catch up to where you are, it will only be a few minutes wait. In the field marked Your Name, simply put your name as you want it to show up in outgoing emails. In the email address field, go ahead and enter your email address. Make sure you enter it exactly as you need it to be. Next, you need to enter your password. Now, passwords can be kind of tricky as they are case sensitive, which is one reason I suggested putting it in a notepad window in the FAQ video on setting up email accounts in Site Manager. That way you can just copy and paste it in. From here, if you click Next, Outlook will try to automatically determine the correct settings for your email account. This may or may not work. If it does, great, you're done. If not, click the Manually Configure Server Settings or Additional Server Types radio button and then click Next. In the Choose Service window, you will need to leave the Internet Email option selected and click Next. In the Internet Email Settings window, it should already have your name, email address, and password fields populated from the previous window if you entered them. Next, you will need to select your account type. As I mentioned previously, Westhost offers both POP3 and IMAP. One good way to tell which mail type you will be using is to log into your Site Manager, go to the Install and Manage Applications page, and look at the Email table. If you have the Dovecot IMAP server, regardless of the version, or the IMAP server 1.0 installed, you will need to choose IMAP. POP3 will not work for you. If you do not have either of these applications installed, you will need to use POP3. Where I do have the Dovecot IMAP server installed, I will need to choose IMAP. Next, we will choose our incoming mail server name. Typically, this is just your domain name, unless you are using custom DNS, in which case you will need to use whatever you have specified as your main MX record. The same is true for your outgoing mail server. Next, if you did not enter your username previously, you will need to enter that here. Your username needs to be entered exactly as it was in Site Manager. If you would like to copy and paste it from Site Manager, that will be just fine. Next, you will need to enter your password if you did not enter it previously. Here again, this is where your notepad will come in quite handy. You will want to leave the Remember Password checkbox checked unless you want to enter your password every time you send and receive email. Please do not check the Require Logon Using Secure Password Authentication checkbox, as it is not required and may cause your Outlook to not function properly. If you are using the alternate SMTP port, you will need to click the More Settings button, go to the Advanced tab, and change your outgoing SMTP server port to port 2525. You will also need to go to the Outgoing Servers tab, click the My Outgoing Server SMTP Requires Authentication checkbox, and leave the default radio button, Use Same Settings as My Incoming Mail Server, checked. Then click OK. Now we're ready to test our account settings. In Outlooks 2007 and 2010, you can either do that manually by clicking the Test Account Settings button, or you can check the Test Account Settings by clicking Next checkbox if it's not already checked, and click Next. In Outlook 2003, if you are using IMAP, this option is not available. If you are using POP3, this option is available, and I do strongly recommend testing your account settings before continuing. In Outlook 2007 and 2010, if you do choose to test your account settings manually, I do recommend unchecking the Test Account Settings by clicking the Next button checkbox, otherwise Outlook will test your account settings twice. As you can see, both of my tests came back successful, as yours should before continuing. If for whatever reason one of the checks should fail, I recommend going back through this video and double checking your settings. You may also want to double check the spelling of your email address, username, and password. Remember, these are all case sensitive and should be entered exactly as they were in the Site Manager. Once everything passes, go ahead and click Close and then Next, and you are ready to start using Outlook. That concludes this FAQ video. Once again, I am Reed with Westhost. Thank you for choosing Westhost, and have a great day.